Why do you think there aren't that many women in manufacturing?
This is my personal opinion. I think that when people to this day, when they think of manufacturing, they think of like dirty, greasy, grimy, grubby. Like it's not really a word where you think of, and I struggle with this in roofing a lot too. We talk about this in roofing. People just don't naturally think about actually the engineering, the skill set, the precision that it takes to do manufacturing and do it well. And I think women are tended, when we're younger too, we're tend to be pushed into more of the nurturing types of roles, the teachers, the nurses. No one says, hey, you could be a CEO of a manufacturing plant one day. So since I've been in it and I've been in it for a while, I feel this personal responsibility to make sure that we're changing that story. And I like to work with as many women-owned businesses as I possibly can. I work with a lot of freelancers or side hustlers, and so I like to bring in women talent specifically into the industries that I'm in, because every industry I'm in right now with my clients, they all are experiencing this, I don't want to say crisis, because we all have workforce shortages in general, but especially starved for women. And women were the most affected too from the pandemic for leaving the workforce. So it took a bad problem and made it worse.
Yeah, I think that manufacturing, which is the staffing problem, the getting qualified employees, that issue. One of the things that has surprised me throughout this has been the lack of the vision that these companies have is pretty narrow of where the solution is. Because I've had conversations with companies, and I'm saying, have you looked at bringing women in to the workforce? With you, and they're like, well, no, they wouldn't fit in here. I'm going, what is wrong with you people? And it's
surprising too. It's not just the small companies there's big companies that have deep cultural issues, and they're not the ones you would think. And so I think we all need to continue to challenge each other. And I'm also a really big advocate of men advocating for women. So the question that you just asked is spot on. If women are only responsible for bringing women in, there's not going to be much change because there's so few women to begin with. But if men can start being advocates and supporters of women, and then I think the other thing too is retention. So if we do bring women in, we need to make sure we've got a good culture for them to thrive and feel supported. And
yep.